I'm Mike Tavendale. I'm a program manager on the Google Earth Outreach team. I'm excited to walk you through Google Earth Studio today. Let's get started. Earth Studio is a web-based animation tool for Google Earth satellite and aerial imagery. It's currently available for public preview. You can sign up for access at g.co/earthstudio, where you'll be taken to our product page, and you can learn more about the features on offer. And more importantly, you can sign up for access. A reminder that Earth Studio works with the desktop version of Google Chrome, and it does require a Google account in order to request access. After you receive access, you'll be able to go to earth.google.com/studio. Earth Studio is used today by journalists and filmmakers on a range of different applications. While it's a prosumer tool, we have a number of features that make it easy for anyone to create visually compelling animations. On our landing page, for example, if you click on this drop-down, you'll see Quick Starts. Clicking on Quick Starts will open up a menu of 5 options. These quick starts are essentially animation templates based off common camera moves. We have our zoom to, we have orbit, we have point to point that lets you jump from place to place. We have spiral, which essentially is a corkscrew move where you picture a wider orbit radius that shrinks as you near your subject. And finally, we have fly to an orbit, a combo move of sorts. Let's try point to point. You'll notice clicking on a quick start, we essentially walk into a bit of a step-by-step guide. I'm going to go ahead and enter a landmark in Japan. Our search works very similar to Google Maps, where you can type a specific address or a landmark, and when you hit enter, it will populate inside our viewport. You can interact with the imagery with your left click button on your mouse, which lets you pan. Holding down the right click button lets you zoom in and out. When you're happy with your composition, you can click on the arrow right here. You can enter your second point to jump to. Similarly, you can pan by holding down the left click button on your mouse, or holding down on the right click lets you zoom in and out. When you're happy with your composition, you can progress. Here you'll see a real-time playback of your animation. The numbers you see on the left here show how long you rest at a specific location and how long it takes for you to get to your next location and how long you rest at your final point. You can change these to be lower or higher. And so changing this to 10, it's going to take me longer to travel to my next destination. I can add a third point and more. And so I'm not going to go too far away. I'm going to frame my composition. I'm going to click on the right arrow here, and you can see the playback. And when you're happy with your animation, you can just click on the arrow once more. And now you'll see your animation dropped into the timeline, which is our main interface of Earth Studio. You can press the play button at the top, and it will play back your animation. And let's say we want to try another quick start. You can actually do so by clicking in the File menu on the top left here. So you don't have to refresh your page and go to the landing page per se. You can just go to File, New, and under Blank Project are the 5 quick starts that we went over earlier. Let's try fly to an orbit. You'll notice when you click on one of the quick starts, you'll get a prompt asking you if you want to save your project. And it's important to note that when you start a quick start project, it's really starting a new project. You can't create a quick start and go back into this step-by-step guide and try editing it after the fact. Essentially, after you come out of this, you can only edit your animation inside the timeline. So let's try making a fly to an orbit now. I'm going to search for another location. I'm going to click on the arrow, and you can see instantly a fly to an orbit animation has been created. We have these sliders that allow me to finesse my animation, whether it be the ending altitude. I can also play with the target altitude. I can change the orbit radius. I can also even change the direction of my rotation, clockwise, anti-clockwise. We have the duration of our animation currently at 25 seconds. If I were to make this a higher number, naturally my animation will become slower. This looks pretty good. And again, I can press the play button at the top here, or I can press spacebar and it'll play my animation. Quick starts are really good in the fact that you can just quickly create these animations at ease. I do encourage you though to try animating with keyframes, and that's what these UI elements that you see in the timeline are. These are elements that are tied to specific values based on the attributes on the left here. And with keyframe animation, you can create very manual and custom animations that you see fit. I recommend learning more about keyframe animation in our documentation. And you can see our documentation pages under Help, Documentation. Moving back to our fly to an orbit, I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and try rendering it out now. Clicking on the render button takes me into the render preview, where I can see a preview of my animation. I can also name my output file. Underneath that, I have two options where I can choose to render an image sequence made up of JPEGs, or I can render a video directly. Rendering video happens on the cloud, and this is actually a new feature that we offer with Google Earth Studio today. And in order to have this feature enabled, you do need to sign up for access, and you can do that at this URL, goo.gle-cloud-render. That'll open up a Google form, and once completed, we'll be able to get that feature enabled for you, and you'll be able to see the video option in render preview. I'm now going to hit submit. You'll see a toast just letting me know that my project's being sent to the server to render. What's really nice about this feature is it's not happening locally on your machine, it's happening in our servers. And so when your render is completed, you'll know because you'll receive an email notification containing a download link. And so once you've downloaded the video file, you'll be able to see your animation. And this is our fly to an orbit into the Allianz Arena. And there you have it, our first animation with Google Earth Studio. Thank you for joining me today, and enjoy Geo4Good Summit.